Hi there. Welcome to another interesting episode of Pastor Lanre Uncensored. Today, I want to try to throw some light on a question that I get asked a lot, especially from young ladies. And the question is this: Pastor, I love him. He's a fantastic guy. He loves the Lord. He's doing very well, but his finances are a total mess. He does not know how to manage his money. Should I go ahead or should I call it quits? These are some of the things I want to speak to today. But before we go into our discourse, let us spend this time in worship with the incredible Linda. Welcome back. Wasn't that such a powerful time of worship with Sister Linda? All right. Every now and again, I get asked this question. I met a young lady and she's in this place where she is perturbed and disturbed because she's close to marriage and she's worried. And usually the worry is, Pastor, I love him. He loves the Lord. He works hard. But his finances are in a total mess. Should I quit or should I go ahead? Pastor, what am I supposed to do? Well, first things first. When you say that his finances are in a mess, what I want to know is it that he does not have money at all, or he just does not know how to manage his money? Whichever one it is, the truth is that both can be very disturbing and discomforting for a woman. If a man is not financially prudent, it can become a problem in a marriage because he's supposed to be the head of the house, and it can become particularly difficult to cope with. You know, he's supposed to provide leadership in the home. He may not be a financial guru, but he shouldn't be reckless. And when men don't know how to manage their money, really, it's a big source of concern to the women who love them. And I can tell you, marriages have failed, homes have been broken. Many women have had emotional breakdowns because their husbands mismanage their common patrimony. So it is, or their commonwealth. It is a big problem for women. Unfortunately, men usually will wave this away and not consider it a problem. But you must understand the standpoint or the point from which the women folk are coming from. They love you, but they are not signing up for suffering, especially if it can be avoided. Love is not a license to sign up for suffering, especially if it can be avoided. We all agree. Money may not be able to buy love, but money are the wheels on which love turns. So it is important that good financial planning is put into consideration whenever you are considering settling down with anybody. I want to say this to you. If you are in love with a man who does not know how to manage his money, understand this. Life is not ideal. So, if he does not know how to manage his money, what can he do? That becomes the question. What are the things that he can do? Young lady, I want to understand a few things first. Do not be in a hurry to run away, all right? After all, your mate is not perfect. Don't be in a hurry to run away. Neither of you is perfect. Now, everybody has weaknesses. For some, it's hygiene. For some, it's their health. For some, it's their interpersonal relationship with other people. For some, it's issues coming from their background. And you probably have your own issue too. And maybe for this person, his weakness may just be the inability to handle his finances properly. Now, this does not mean you should just gloss over the fact that he does not know how to handle his finances. That is not what I'm saying. I will never downplay the seriousness of the matter. Financial management is a big issue. Neither am I encouraging you to just live with the weakness of a partner, but with your encouragement, you can encourage them to become financially prudent. That is what I am saying. Now, recklessness financially is a major setback. It's a major red flag. I said to young ladies, if he cannot manage his money, he may not be able to manage you. If he cannot manage his money, he may not be able to manage you. But it is not necessarily a deal breaker. And why do I say that? Is he willing to accept that it is a weakness that he is willing to work on? If he is not willing to accept and own it as a weakness that is willing to work on, my sister, because you have not yet married him, this is your chance to walk away. Because I'm not going to promise you that things are going to improve in the marriage. And besides, in the marriage now, you guys may decide to be putting things together in the same purse. And if he has not demonstrated any sense of responsibility prior to the marriage, there is no guarantee that he will demonstrate that sense of responsibility in the marriage. But now, he's going to be reckless, or he may become reckless with what you are collectively putting together to build a better future. So if he's willing to work on it, it's a big plus for you. If he's willing to own it and work on it, that is not a situation that is irredeemable. In fact, that is working very well in your favor. So what do? Number one, you can confront the problem. Address it in plain terms. If he is bad with money, he may not be able to manage family finances, and the both of you, no matter how hardworking you are, may end up broke. All right? So, judge his attitude. Does he see it as a problem? Because if he does not see it as a problem, it's a totally different thing. But if he does see it as a problem, you can help him. Okay? If he does not see it as a problem, if he sees it as a problem and is willing to work on it, you can help him. Now, how do you help him? Number one, education. See, some people are born with financial sense. It's like they came out of their womb to know how to handle money. I've met a few of those kind of people in my life. Whilst you want to spend on stuff that you think are even not a big deal, they calculate every amount that they get. They already know about income and expenditure at a very early age. It's like they came out of their mother's womb knowing how to manage money. And the truth is, these are all usually the people that all of us go to borrow money from. They just know how to manage their money. But for others, we learned how to manage money. If you were not born with it, you can learn it. So that is why I'm saying education. You as the person in love with this person, can you have an honest, open conversation, and can he find a mentor who can mentor him in that area of his life so he knows how to manage his money? All he needs may be a mentor. Or he can learn in an informal way. You can buy books. He can read. He can study up on it. He can find a way to get him educated on financial planning and financial management. If you really love him, help him find a way to learn the necessary skills that is required if he's going to be able to manage money better. The other thing you can do is this. While he's doing that, remember, we learn at different paces. People learn things at their own pace. So be patient. That's what I'm saying. Be patient with him while he is in this process of learning. There are people who the best way they learn is with someone holding their hands and supporting them. If you love him, support him to learn the skills he needs to put his finances in order. And at times, that support may mean tough love. That support may mean putting your foot down and saying, we agreed on this, we're not going to spend money on this, this is what we're going to spend money on. Someone says, Pastor, but he's the man and it may not be, you have not married him yet. Let me tell you a weakness with men. When we're trying to get you to the altar, there are a lot of things that we are willing to do. When we're trying to get you to the point where you say, I do, there's a lot of things we are willing to do. So this is a good place for you to help him imbibe the discipline of good financial practices. All right? Support him along the way. Hold his hands through the process. All right? Remember, you're doing it for the two of you. It will require patience, but you're doing it for your future and for his future. Another thing you can do is you can encourage him to, while he's learning, you can encourage him to begin to put the stuff he's learning into practice. It is important. He may not have gotten to the end of the road yet, to the end of the learning yet, but you can encourage him along the way by asking and encouraging him to take action on the things that he's already learning. Now, the fact that you are better at managing money does not automatically make you the head of the family. A lot of women get this twisted. The fact that you are better at managing your finances does not make you the head of the family. You know why I'm saying that? Because at times men may defer to you in that wise. He may decide that you become the one who begins to manage the account of the family, who has all the checkbooks or who have access to all the account. If he trusts you, he can decide. But don't take that to mean that you are the head of the family. This is the way I say it. You may be the chief financial officer. It doesn't make you the CEO. And the CEO still holds the right, okay, to run the affairs of the company. Another thing I'm going to say to you is this, young lady, and this is important. Don't get into marriage expecting the worst. Some of us, because of all the stories we have heard, and all the things we saw happening in an uncle's life, and all the things we saw happening in an auntie's life, and all the things we saw with our friends and people in our locality, some of us already entered the marriage just expecting the worst. Don't see. If you are a child of God, understand this. The expectation of the righteous will not be cut off, whether it's good or whether it is not so good. So don't go into your marriage expecting that you're just going in there and you are going to suffer. But be aware, marriage has its ebbs and flows, hills and valleys. It is marriage. It will have its ups and it will have its downs. So please, if you really love him and is willing to learn to make this right, if he's willing to learn to master how to deal with his finances, yes, you can go ahead and marry him. But don't ignore this. It is a major red flag. If he does not even think it is a problem, you have not signed the dotted lines yet. You are free to walk away. And nobody will begrudge you for it. Thank you very much for your time. I am out of time. And until I come your way again, walk in God's divine wisdom. And you will arrive at your destination every time. God bless you. Thank you for your time.